My name is Sylvan J. Rahman. Welcome back to Intentional Wealth. In today's video, we're going to talk about the question that I've been getting asked for the last couple of weeks. Hey, Sylvan, how's your portfolio doing? Just because the stock market took a big dump. Well, before we talk about taking big dumps and dumps of any kind, let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification icon so you're notified every time we release new content. So unless you've been living in a cave and you haven't seen the news for the last couple of weeks, it's true. The stock market took a big dive and not sure how things are going to turn out. And that is why I don't invest in the stock market. So exactly how did my portfolio do? My portfolio did fine. And why is that? Because I got nothing invested in stock markets or anything related in the markets right now. And why do I say right now? Because I understand that later on, as I make more income and money, I am going to invest in certain things that are tied to the market, but they're not necessarily directly tied. And there's a reason why I would invest in those things. A couple of those things are HSA accounts. Now, what is that? That's called a health savings account. It's a great tax shelter. Well, I wouldn't say tax shelter, but it's good for tax purposes, and also life insurance, because life insurance is another good way to store income and use that income at a later date when you need it. Why I don't invest in the stock market is, first of all, it's so volatile.
Do you understand the risks of stock ownership?
Absolutely. The money is up an eighth. Yes! After plunging 75 points this morning.
The stock market has actually been overpriced for a long time, and there was an impending market correction. Most of us investors knew that. Now, did I worry about that? No. In fact, I never look at how stocks are doing. Do I dabble in stocks? No, but I think my dad has a couple thousand in some stocks that he just kind of wanted to play with. Is he making money? I don't know, because I don't look. And I'm not trying to be uncaring or unempathetic. If you have money in the stock market, I'm sorry for you, but that is a decision that you made. Now, the decisions that I make and why I view stock markets differently, or investments like the stock market, is because you're investing for future nest egg, to have a future nest egg. Me, I'm not about that. What I invest is for having cash flow. What can I invest today that will actually make me money today? Because if you go back to my American freedom videos and American dream videos, you'll realize that what I said is I don't want to wait another 20 years to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my life now. Now, if you go back to my last week's video, the tax brackets video, and you see we did a calculation for $15 per hour. And that was the rate that we calculated for if a person made $15 per hour, what would their taxes be? Now, if you remember, what we got in there was at $15 per hour, you're making roughly $588 per week, right? Now, this is what I've done. I have invested in a rental property with $20,000 of my own cash. Now, how did I buy a property for $20,000? I used a strategy called seller financing. It's also called owner financing, and in some areas it can be called a purchase money mortgage. It basically means that the seller of the property is acting as my lender and I make payments to them. Why do I like this strategy so much? Well, first of all, I was able to put a minimum down payment, making my payments, yes, a little higher, but in the end, I was able to get a higher cash flow. And what does that mean?
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
That basically means every month I profit $500 a month. Now, if we go back and we look at the $15 per hour rate, you're making about $588 per week. So if I have $500 of cash flow, basically I have paid myself to cover 1 week of pay with $20,000 investment. If I make a $20,000 investment in stocks, who knows? Am I gonna make $6,000 in the year? Well, I don't think so. And if you did, I would like to know how. Because if you're making that type of money off of $20,000 and you're making a $6,000 profit in the year, please call me. We should talk. But I digress. This is why I don't invest in stocks, because I'm looking for cash flow today, not a big, huge nest egg tomorrow. When I turn 65 and I have a huge nest egg, well, if my health is bad and I can't do the things I want to do, what was the point in working all these years for that big nest egg?
No, I don't know.
Why I invest in cash flow today and I keep investing is that over time, I will actually make enough cash flow investments and cash flow to cover my entire lifestyle. Now, a lot of people think that it takes a lot of money to retire, but it really doesn't. If you're making roughly $2,000 per month, you would basically need to do 4 deals like I made to quit your job. Imagine how powerful that is. People don't think about it because people don't think it can happen. Let me tell you, it can happen, and I'm doing it right now. Another thing I also invest in is other businesses. And the business that I'm invested in right now is coffee shops. As I get more customers, I get more income. And that is pretty much unlimited. In fact, we're about to open our second location here pretty soon, and that just means more income. This is why I think it's better to invest in businesses, or it's better to invest in property that is actually bringing you cash flow. I don't invest in property for appreciation. There are a lot of speculators out there. I don't do that. That's basically the stock market, except with properties. Now, in some hot markets where it's a consistent rise in prices, I might do that, but I will do it very little, or I won't leverage, meaning I won't put a lot of money or borrow a lot of money to do those type of deals. And if I do those type of deals, they'll probably just be one deal at a time, not multiple deals. Because one thing I don't believe in is over leveraging or borrowing more money than you can take on. Now, can you use leverage and borrowed money to make money? Yes, you can. And that's one thing I actually do. If you are not business minded and you're not an investor, or you don't think that these are things that you can do, then look around. Go to investor meetings, go to real estate meetings, talk to people, get to know them. Get educated on what you can do with your money. Just because a nice, flashy investor comes along and says, hey, give me some of your money, I'll invest it, don't do it, okay? Take your time, get to know people, get to see how they're doing their investments. Don't drop in all your money at once. Do a little by little. Eventually, maybe you can learn, or at least you can park your money with someone you trust who will get you a better rate of return and a consistent rate of return. There are 2 types of deals in real estate. There's cash flow and there's equity. In a couple of the deals that I'm kind of got going through, they're both. Every time we're making monthly payments, our equity in the property goes up. But on top of that, we're also making cash flow payments. Now, there's a way to just have equity or just have cash flow. But how I do it is I do it both ways. Now, people probably think that investing in real estate is really difficult and that, oh, I don't want to manage. I don't want to go and fix somebody else's toilet. You know, that is the biggest, dumbest excuse I've ever heard. I don't want to go and clean a clogged toilet. Well, let me tell you this. If you're making money on a property and one of your renters needs his toilet unclogged, are you going to pay $200 to get that done when that eats up all your profits? Or are you just going to go ahead and get it done? Now, on the flip side of that, I have never gone to the property that I have a partnership in. In fact, the only thing we've ever done is we've made $200 fix to the roof, and my partner took all of that. You can actually partner with people and make money. You don't have to do this all on your own. And that is actually another video we're gonna get to one day. I don't know when. At the end of the day, stocks aren't what I invest in. And so my portfolio is doing fine. I hope that this video has been a little educational. And if there is something that you want me to talk about in particular versus investments and how great these investments might be, I'm willing to do those videos. Comment below and let me know what investments you'd like me to talk about, and if I do those investments, if I agree with those investments or disagree. And if you've liked what you've seen here today, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, comment below like I said, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And see you next week. And my video guy. Yes, you'll get to see handsome, good-looking Nick. He's good looking. That's why I like him on the other side of the camera. And I did great. But